I wish I lived on campus. When we graduated high school, Dakota asked if I wanted to be her roommate. She was planning on living in the dorms, and she didn't feel like she and Trevor were serious enough to get a place together yet. I considered her offer. It made sense for us to move in together. It would have been a more convenient solution than having to commute between the city and the suburbs. And for once in my life, I'd be away from my family. I could go to parties and hang out with my friends all night, experiment with boys and whatever other rites of passage 18-year-olds enjoy when they're freshly moved out. But then again, I'd be away from my family. And more importantly, I'd be away from Mom. I can't do that to her. She's always sacrificed so much for us. Moving away feels like I'd be betraying her somehow. Plus, money is tight enough as it is. If I didn't have a full tuition scholarship to BU, I'd probably have to drop out. And I'm not about to have crippling student debt plague me for the rest of my life. Deciding to give up on living on my own was a small sacrifice, but it's one I didn't mind making at the time. The 45-minute commute home is a surefire way of making me second-guess my decision. When I step foot back in Norwood after another grueling train ride from the city, it's almost 5 in the evening. I make sure to swing by Beth's high school to walk her home. We do this whenever my schedule allows it. Today I'm so late, she's the only one left. When I find her, she's sitting alone outside by the curb of the parking lot, pecking away at her phone. I texted her before I left, telling her to go on without me, but she insisted on waiting. Usually she's more than glad to be on her merry way if it means she can get home early. So it's weird that today she'd wait. And about 5 minutes into our walk home, I find out why. "I need you to cover me for this Friday," Beth gushes out after we've stopped at a red light. "Why?" "Kinley's throwing a party at her place because her parents are going to Portland for the weekend and I don't want to miss it," she tells me. "You know I rarely get invited to anything, so this is a big deal for me." "But you hate parties," I remark. "It's my junior year and I don't know." Her voice trails off, and her gaze drops to her shoes as she kicks her heels together nervously. "I hate feeling left out." My lips drag into a frown. Sometimes I feel bad for Beth. I know it's hard for her to connect with people. Her nerves usually get the better of her whenever she tries to strike up a conversation with someone. So people see her as awkward and timid. When I was in school, I always made sure to invite her along to hang out with me, Dakota, and Trevor. The 4 of us formed a little group that stayed tight until the 3 of us graduated. Beth was devastated when we left for college.